guys, it's Tanielle again. I'm going to do a video today on making your own baby food. My baby is almost 6 months old, so we have gotten the okay from our pediatrician to start introducing baby foods. So we have been doing that for a little while now, and I thought I would show you guys how I make our own baby food. I have done this with all my other kids. Just another way to be green, save money, and I personally feel it's healthier because you know what you're putting into your child's mouth because you made the food. So, and with making your own baby food is really cool because as they get older, you can add different seasonings and different things like that. So it's really cool way to make, to make your own baby food. But anyway, just some quick tips on when you are starting to introduce baby food. You definitely want to get the okay from your pediatrician. The general rule is between 4 to 6 months, your baby needs to be a supported sitter before you introduce foods. And you'll want to do one food per week to kind of make sure there's no allergies or reactions to that particular food. So what I do is when I introduce a food, I kind of get a snapshot of him eating that food, and then I just keep a journal of how he liked it, how he reacted, and if there were any allergies or not. So just a cool little memento / scrapbook. So great way to keep track of all that stuff. So that's what I do when introducing foods to my babies. And it's no rush. I mean, really, they don't need food until they're almost a year old. So you can take it slow. Breastfeeding, if you're breastfeeding, or formula should still be their primary source of nutrition. So just take it slow and have fun with it. So today I'm going to make peas, which I have here. And what you need to make your baby food is you will need some type of ice tray. We use Fresh Baby storage units, and Fresh Baby is really cool. They have a cookbook, they have a DVD, and in the cookbook it tells you different seasonings you can add and what age to start introducing those. So it's a really little cool concept if you want to check them out. But any type of ice tray will work. A bowl, of course, water, and then you'll need a blender. I use the Magic Bullet, but any type of food processor or a blender that can puree the food will work. So that's what you'll need to make all of the baby foods that you will generally make. I make peas, squash, applesauce, pears, pretty much everything. What he has had so far is peas, squash, bananas, and applesauce. So anyway, we're out of peas, so I'm going to make some more. I use frozen vegetables when I do the vegetables just because it's convenient, it's fast, and it's easy. You can microwave them or you can cook them on the stove, just your general way of cooking them. I bought the steam in the bag green peas to make. So I'm going to fix these in a microwave. So basically you just stick this bag in the microwave for 4.5 to 6 minutes until the peas are soft, and then I will show you what I do from there. So I'm going to toss these in the microwave and I will be right back. Okay, so once you have cooked your peas, what you'll do is pour them in a bowl and let them cool for a little while. So cool about 1 to 2 minutes or so. It doesn't have to be completely cool because you're going to freeze them anyway. So now I am going to pour them into my Magic Bullet, which this thing is really great for making baby food. I don't have to always pull out my big blender every time I want to make him something. So, and if you have a Magic Bullet, I use the one that has the 4 blades to puree the baby food. So you pour it into the blender or Magic Bullet or any food processor you're going to use, and you pour about 1/2 cup of water. And basically what the water is going to do is help to get the baby food to that smooth texture that you see in the baby jars. So I'm going to then you'll kind of check it to make sure it's getting smooth, and you'll add more water as you need it to help the consistency of it. And I am so glad that right now my baby is outside with his daddy because he hates the blender. Loves the vacuum, but hates the blender. Which I find kind of ironic. He really likes the vacuum. He'll fall asleep to the vacuum. But anyway, I think I'm going to blend this one more time. I'm going to add just a little bit more water, and then I'm going to blend it just for a few more seconds. And again, if you're using a blender, you want to use the puree option. So don't forget that. You don't want to blend, you want to puree it because you're trying to get it smooth. So once it is completely smooth, and I'll kind of show you that it's nice and smooth and creamy, just like you see in the store. What you'll do is you'll take it and you'll spoon it into your ice tray. So you'll just kind of spoon it in there. And once this is frozen, which I'll show you, you'll let this sit in the freezer for about 1 to 2 hours. And then you will put it in a freezer bag, which I forgot to mention, you will also need a freezer bag when you're making your baby foods. So what I do is I'll let this freeze for 1 to 2 hours, and then I will put it into the freezer bag, and then I can make something else. Let that freeze and then put that into the freezer bag. And that way I'm kind of stocking up on my baby foods. Okay, one bag, which was a 12-ounce bag, is going to make 24 ice cubes. And my baby eats about 3 ice cubes at one sitting. So 24 ice cubes, 3, that's about 8 servings. So I paid $1.89 for that bag of food, and I'm getting 8 servings from $1.89. You cannot beat that. Considering baby food is $1.89 for one of those tiny little jars. So I'm getting 8 of those because 3 cubes fit into the little square baby food packages. So I'm going to finish filling this one up, and then I'm going to let this freeze, and then I will show you guys what it looks like when it's frozen and how I store it in the freezer bags. So I will see you in a couple hours. Okay, so my peas have frozen, as you can see. So what I do is just crack them open. And I'll show you one here. You can see it's just a little cube of peas. Little ice cube of food. So I crack them open and I put them in your standard freezer bag. And then on here you can write the date that you made them and what kind of food it is, so you can keep track of the freshness and what it is, especially if you have a variety of different foods when you make them. So I just pour them in here, and when I am ready to serve them, I just take out the 3 cubes, and you can heat them in several different ways. You can pop them in the microwave. You can take them out in advance and just kind of let them sit out, and they will thaw rather quickly. Or sometimes what I will do is when I'm cooking dinner, I'll just put them in a little bowl and set them on the stove and let the heat from the food I'm cooking melt them down. So that'll kind of warm them up as well. So different ways you can store them. When you are traveling, you can just stick them in a Tupperware bowl, frozen. I usually put mine in one of the little food storage containers and put 3 in there, throw them in my diaper bag, and by the time I get to where I'm going or when he's ready to eat, they've pretty much melted. So of course it's the summer right now. I don't know if it's going to do the same thing in the winter, but That's usually what I do. But they're really small, so they melt really quick. You just keep them in there, and you're all set to go. You're ready to make some more food. So really easy, really simple. Like I said, very inexpensive. $1.89 makes, you know, this much food. And depending on how much your baby eats and how often you're feeding them, that $1.89 can go a very long way. So that is it. That's how you make peas. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Don't forget to subscribe, and happy baby food making. See you guys soon.